Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus is joining a lawsuit over the suspension of this month's congressional elections. Democrats argue the move is unconstitutional since mail-in voting had already begun. And stars lit up the Met Gala in New York Monday night under the theme costume art. Beyoncé returned for the first time in 10 years. This year's gala raised a record $42 million for the Costume Institute. Get BIN News now, on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Then hear us on WBOK1230.com.
Yo, turn it up. It's Gerod on the air, spitting truth in the booth. We ain't going nowhere. New Orleans City got us hard in the beat, but corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. But corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. From the French Quarter vibes to the Ninth Ward grind, he's the voice of the people, yo, he's one of a kind. Talking about the struggle, the hustle, the pain, but with each word he drops, he's bringing power to the game. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Try to silence the truth, but he's loud and clear. From the bayou to the block, everyone can hear. Got the people united, it's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace.
It's yours to embrace.
Keep it loud, let's uplift this place.
Uplift this place. Ooh.
New man on the mic.
Yeah. I had a visual. I had a visual.
Thank God they can't hear our conversations beforehand.
I know. You'd be in trouble.
A lot of trouble.
You would be in trouble.
You too? Because you got the visuals of it.
You had the visuals too. Because you even said
I had to think it up.
Rising off the floor. What's going on, good people? Hoping everybody's having a good day.
It's hump day.
Yeah, I keep thinking today Tuesday.
Now, Taco Tuesday was yesterday.
Did you eat tacos yesterday?
Okay.
Okay.
I would not go near a Mexican restaurant yesterday.
Why not?
Because there was no way you were going to get in.
Why?
Man, the places were packed. See, on Tuesdays?
Cinco de Mayo? Yeah.
Like on Tuesdays at Burritos on Reed?
Mm-hmm.
Man, everybody knows stay away because it's so damn packed.
Oh, wow.
Everybody and their grandma be in there on Tuesday.
Well, then they ain't staying away. Duh.
I didn't. I thought
You said
about
everybody knew to stay away because it'd be packed. That's like if they packed, then everybody stayed away.
I thought about it.
It's up. I'm gonna do this for you, just for you. You know they.
Nothing new. Nothing new.
Same to you. Mm-hmm. Man, this issue with this recall, this issue with voting, the NOPD issue that we read yesterday. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out something, and I hope that people will kind of tune in and chime in on this little issue, because I'm just trying to figure out, did this like spark some energy in people? Are you feeling like we doing something? I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't think I'm wrong for asking that question. Did this spark some type of new energy? What did it do? And it may have. It may have. But, and I'm going to just be honest. Yeah, we got to do better. Even if it's sparking new energy and you like, all right, by the time somebody did something, it's your turn. It's your turn. What you talking about? It's your turn to do something. Early vote. Go ahead. What you waiting for? Please don't think that you ain't supposed to go vote now because of the fact that they're talking about, so we're going to suspend or something. No. You still need to go vote. Because I'm really looking at these numbers from the weekend, and we got Garrett Chambers, he broke down those numbers. So I think somebody had called me and asked me what were the numbers. So I wanted to make sure we got somebody to get in here and tell you what the numbers were. And my professional opinion, it was pitiful. The numbers that we are seeing going to vote, not that good. So we got to go to make sure, number one, that those amendments are taken care of, whether you for them or not. You got to go vote. I'm gonna play with the Power Coalition. I might have to play that every day just so that you can hear. Make sure that somebody said it. Power Coalition already told you what they think about all those amendments, and tell you why. You got Gary? You got Gary? I sent you Gary.
I got to do that little thing with it.
All right. Just let me know when you're ready. Because he breaks down those numbers. And all the early voting folks, we need to make sure that we can get out here and do our early voting. And look, they said over 100,000 folks may have already turned their ballots in, early voting, voting for those that might be absentee. All those may be coming in from the military. And he talking about he going to stop the vote. I'm talking about your governor. For certain folks. I'm like, no. Make sure you go out and vote.
We should be good to go.
You ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Is this thing on? Louisiana has an election going on right now. And on the first day of early voting, 2.7% of people went to early vote. Out of 2.9 million people, 79,844 people went to early vote on the first day of early voting. Let's talk about it. Louisiana has 1.8 million registered white voters in the state. 52,000 of them have gone to early vote so far. Louisiana has 925,000 registered black voters in the state. 24,584 of them have gone to early vote so far. In Acadia Parish, on the first day of early voting, 70 black people went to early vote. There are 3,561 black people in Acadia Parish that can go early vote. In Ascension Parish, Gonzales, Prairieville, Geismar, all of y'all, 1,425 people went to early vote that are white on the first day of early voting. 57,102 white voters can go early vote. 708 black people in Ascension Parish went to go early vote on the first day of early voting, leaving 20,228 black people in Ascension Parish that can go early vote. Caddo Parish, where Shreveport is, had a 3.1% turnout. 2,673 white voters went to go early vote. 68,779 white voters remain. They had 1,921 black voters go early vote, leaving 69,932 black people in Caddo, where Shreveport is, that can go early vote. Calcasieu Parish, down here where Lake Charles is, 2,284 white people went to go early vote on the first day of early voting, leaving 84,743 white people that can go early vote. On the first day of early voting in Calcasieu Parish, you black folks in Lake Charles must not give a shit, because 667 of y'all went to go early vote and 29,785 of you can go early vote this week. East Baton Rouge Parish is the largest parish in the state. They had the highest turnout in the state on the first day of early voting. They also have St. George School District on the Constitutional Amendment, where St. George residents, a mostly white Republican town in East Baton Rouge Parish, is trying to break away and split up the Baton Rouge School District. 5,228 white voters went to go early vote, leaving 133,855 white voters that can go early vote. 4,194 black voters went to go early vote, leaving 124,590 black voters that can still go early vote. Jefferson Parish, down here at the bottom, had 2.5% turnout on the first day of early voting. That's home to Metairie, Kenner, West Wego, Harahan, Gretna. They had 4,668 white people go early vote on the first day of early voting. 151,325 white voters can still go early vote. They had 1,518 black people go early vote, leaving 70,525 black people in Jefferson Parish that can still go early vote. Lafayette Parish, where Keith Lee just was talking about the food scene, 2.9% of the people in Lafayette went to go early vote on the first day of early voting. That's 3,723 white people, leaving 109,838 white citizens in Lafayette that can go early vote. 833 black people in Lafayette went to early vote on the first day of early voting, leaving 37,503 black people in Lafayette that can go early vote. Orleans Parish, 2.5% of voters in Orleans went to go early vote on the first day of early voting. 2,342 white voters went to go early vote on the first day of early voting, leaving 94,068 white citizens in New Orleans that can go early vote. 4,038 black citizens went to go early vote on the first day of early voting, leaving 138,117 black citizens in New Orleans that can go early vote. Ouachita Parish, which is right here, 2.2% of Ouachita went to go early vote on the first day of early voting. That's where Monroe, Louisiana is. 1,516 white voters went to go early vote, leaving 59,970 white voters that can still go early vote. 662 black people in Ouachita Parish went to go early vote. Monroe, y'all gave us Jay Morris, who down here taking seats from New Orleans, and only 662 black people showed up to early vote right now. Pointe-Coupee Parish, New Roads, okay? They had 223 white citizens that went to go early vote, leaving 9,144 white citizens in New Roads in that area that can go early vote. 130 black people in Pointe-Coupee Parish went to go early vote, leaving 4,933 black people that can go early vote. Rapides Parish, 2.7% turnout, 1,608 white people went to go early vote, 51,256 remained to go early vote. Alexandria, 517 black people in North Louisiana in Rapides Parish and Alexandria went to go early vote, leaving 23,000 416 people that can go early vote this week. Let's move quickly. St. Charles Parish, 191 black people in St. Charles Parish went to go early vote, leaving 8,671 that can still go early vote. St. Helena Parish, 123 black people went to go vote. 4,830 of y'all can still go early vote. St. James Parish, 260 black people went to go early vote. 7,149 of y'all can go early vote. St. John the Baptist Parish, LaPlace and all of y'all, 513 black people went to go early vote on the first day of early voting. 17,057 of you can go early vote. Tangible Hope Parish, 405 black people went to go early vote. That leaves 21,509 black people in Hammond, Amite, Ponchatoula. Y'all can go vote. West Baton Rouge Parish, cross the river, 239 black people went to go early vote, leaving 6,998 of you that can go early vote. Now, there are people who say that we should not shame you into voting, but my governor is Jeff Clandry, and we got here because motherfuckers don't vote. So I don't care if you tell me not to shame you. I'm telling you that this white man right here is actively using the power of the governor's office to strip away the rights of black people, and now he wants to change the constitution of the state because he has 5 constitutional amendments on the ballot. And if you want to send him a big go to hell, you can go to the ballot box Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and early vote. And if anybody thinks that 2.7% of the states showing up to early vote on the first day of early voting, when your governor has cases before the Supreme Court over and over again, fucking over black people, if you think that scares him, you got another thing coming to you. So if you want Jeff and the Republicans to recognize that you give a damn about what they're doing, I suggest that a few more of you start going to vote this week.
All right, there you have it. Gary Chambers is a little excited, so I apologize for him for the F-bombs.
Oh, I hit the dumb button.
You did? Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, especially for those on the internet. So, so there you go. What'd you say, Jerry?
Yeah, how you doing, Gerod? Man, look, I've put this out here before, but I got to do it again. Look, there's a lot of reasons our people don't vote, okay? But the main reason, Gerard, is because they're not socially conscious. The ones who don't vote are not socially conscious. One way you can change this, it might be a slow process, but you got to start doing it, and that is to start with the family and have the mothers and fathers have their children, or if it's a single parent, have their children watch the news with local, national, and international, so they can be socially conscious of what's going on around them, except what the weather is like or what the traffic is like or whatever. There's all kind of stuff beyond that, but they feed each other and semi-brainwash each other. They knock and say, oh, ain't nothing but bad news on that, depress me and all this and all that. But what they not telling them is to be aware, and you want to vote, you got to know what people talking about. You got to have some interest. Something got to pull you to the poll. You ain't going to go to the poll and vote something about something you don't know nothing about. And the only way you can get this is to be socially conscious, watch the news or listen to the news every day so you can know what's going on around you. Mm-hmm. And that just makes sense, bro.
Yep.
And our ministers could do that job, and anybody who got a platform, who got an audience can help get that job done and getting in their ears and letting them know why it's important to make yourself and your kids socially conscious.
Yep.
And it's a free education, bro. It's a free education.
That it is.
You know, we need to stop. I mean, that's simple, though, but it's got to be done. You can't talk it. You got to do it. Everybody I try to talk to, I ask them, do you watch the news? Do you have your kid watching the news with you? That kind of language got to start going on and spread it quick so they can start being socially conscious. Because they don't vote mostly because they're not socially conscious. They're not trained up to vote by mom and dad, none of that. That's what I got, bro.
I got you. All right, Jerry. Thank you, brother. All right, we got more coming up, y'all. We got to take a break here. Miss Jones, hold on. We're coming right back in just a few minutes. More next. Maybe I drop a couple. Can I drop a couple of F-bombs today?
You want to keep working?
Huh?
You want to keep working?
Gary did it. Gary, we don't give a flying
fudge.
All right, more coming up, folks. Everybody hold tight.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars because the real ones always stay informed.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Miss Jones, you've been holding on. How you doing?
Yes, good afternoon to you and to the listening audience. Thank you for taking me. With all the technology, Facebook, Twitter, and anything else, text and notify your family, your friends, everybody about voting. Because this man got in, and this is why we're in the shape that we're in now. He's lying about he's visited New Orleans more than anybody. I beg to differ. The late Edwin Edwards visited more often. Always stayed at the Poitras, at a hotel on Poitras Street for his campaigns, but he came in between time, mingled with the people. People, you need to get out there and vote. And all the organizations, the club organization, Carnival. You get out there and prepare for Carnival. You prepare for the, I don't call it a jazz fest, it's musical or hillbilly fest, whatever you want to call it. Promote voting.
Yep.
Send messages all the way through because this is really critical.
Yep, we're there. And look, I got to take this other call. I don't want to cut you off, but I promised everybody that we were going to try to have this conversation today with Miss Collins, and she's on the phone here, and I know she's very busy. So if you don't mind, I'm sorry, Miss Jones, I need to get her on so we can let her go.
Well, she's important too. So
yep, very much so. Thank you for understanding.
Welcome.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Bye-bye. Miss Collins, you with me? I am so sorry. Let me first apologize by saying I am so sorry that I am pushing to get you on the air. Because you so busy, and I'm definitely one of those that want to get all the information that I can so that everybody will understand how to get you on. Because we need to make sure that because I've had about 500 people asking the question, and that is, how do we get organized here too? Because everybody wants to fill out the information and where we can do it. Let's go to the phones here. Miss Collins?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, dear. How you doing? I started off my conversation by saying, let me apologize for being so pushy, but everybody heard about this recall, and we had your video playing and all the audio playing, and everybody's saying, you need to get her on the air because we need to know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and what's the plan.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for having me on.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really taking any interviews until next week, but I had said, I already promised somebody, so I wanted to make sure that I honor that promise. For anyone who has questions about where you can sign, how you can volunteer, I would recommend you follow our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok pages. If you need that, I can give that to you. You can follow me on TikTok at Caitlin Patricia. That's Katilyn Patricia, Patricia. You can also follow Marion. She is amazing. She's actually the one that started this thing and brought me in on it. Her Instagram and Facebook is going to be the same thing. It is MarianGBAIWON. So her social media handles are the same across the board. Mine is going to change up a little bit. It's going to be Caitlin Patricia on TikTok, Katie Bug on IG, KATII3BUG, and Caitlin Patricia Collins on Facebook. So it's very important that you guys follow our social medias for the most up-to-date information. We will be going live today at 7 o'clock, and that will be until training will start at 8 o'clock for the people who want to be volunteers, because it is very imperative that we go over some things with you guys before you start collecting signatures. We don't want signatures to be voided, so we definitely want to take our time and go over certain things with volunteers. If you would like to be a volunteer, please go to our social media websites and click the link in our bio and fill out that survey for us. That would help us kind of track you guys and see who we have as volunteers. We will also have a volunteer Zoom at a later date, just because it's been overwhelming. The support has been amazing, to the point where we literally had to go live because we had too many people for the Zoom. So we appreciate you guys so much. We ask that again, that you guys be patient, because this is day 3. This is literally day 3 that we started this, y'all. So we are still in the organizing phase of this. We hope to have everything well-oiled and ready to run by Monday. We will start back taking signatures on Monday, and just please look out for our social media again for the most up-to-date information, okay?
Now, am I wrong in assuming that you all already had one location in Baton Rouge where folks could go and sign? Because I went to your
we did
Facebook
have a location in Baton Rouge that we did take signatures for the first 2 days. We did, and it was overwhelming. Like, we ran out of sheets, literally. And so that was just amazing support for the first 2 days. But we are not taking signatures today nor tomorrow, because, again, our focus is on organizing and mobilizing our volunteers and kind of distinguishing who is our leaders. Because, again, we have to get 600,000 signatures, you guys, in 180 days, right? So we have a little about 6 months to get this done, and we are trying to make sure that we are, doing things on the up and up, and we're doing things in the right way. We don't want signatures getting voided. We want to do this, and we want to do it right. So we want to have volunteers and leaders all over the state. So, again, if you would like to be a volunteer or if you would like to be a leader, please go to our social media sites and click the link in our bios and fill out that volunteer survey. We might be a little slow, but trust me, we are getting to people. We are communicating as promptly as we can.
I have folks that are texting me now. I don't know if you're hearing my phone go off, but folks that are texting me now.
Mine's just going off too. I'm surprised you don't hear it.
Yeah, but they're asking not about that, but how about safety? Do you need anyone to perform in an area of safety for you and anybody else that's helping out? Because I can imagine you're, and I'm gonna just say it out loud, you're gonna piss off a whole bunch of folks that think they're important.
Right. Well, I really appreciate it. At this point, to be completely honest with you, I have gotten so much love. We have gotten so much love and support, where it overshadows any type of hate. I haven't even seen any hate, y'all. That's how much you guys are overwhelming us with love and support. So we appreciate y'all so much. At this moment, again, I really don't know because I haven't seen anything, but I'm going to stay focused on what we got to get done because, again, we don't have a whole lot of time to do it. I can't stay on here too long. I really do have to go because I do have another meeting before we start this live. But, again, I appreciate every single person that has been asking where can we sign, can we volunteer. We would like as many volunteers and leaders as possible. So please, y'all, follow our social medias as much as possible. That would have the most accurate and up-to-date information as possible. We are giving y'all updates on a daily basis until we get to a point where it's kind of just running on its own. You know what I mean? So, again, we're going live on all platforms at 7 p.m., and we can answer any and all questions, okay?
I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to wait for 7 o'clock. We're just going to teach everybody that it's on all the platforms tonight at 7 o'clock, and anybody can get the instructions from that time.
Correct. That is correct.
Very good. Congratulations. I know it took a moment. You had to be really fed up to say, you know what, we're going to do this, because I was watching you, and I said, okay, she fed up, and it looks like everybody else was just waiting for that leader to jump up and say, I'm tired. So.
Well, it's not. The founder, the co-chair. I'm the co-chair. The chair. She is Marion. She was fed up. She's been fed up.
Right.
And she actually called me. You guys, I was in the grocery store, and she was like, "Look, I need you to come in with me." And we came together and we did this. And we both have been working our tails off. So I do want to throw this out there. If anybody is trying to reach us and trying to do interviews, again, we are a two-woman show here. So we are doing everything we can to get this as organized and as mobilized as possible, because this is not just in Baton Rouge, not just in New Orleans. We're all over the state. So we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to sign this petition. But yeah, she was fed up, and I was fed up with her. And we went in and we did everything, and I'm so glad that everybody is supporting us with it.
Very good.
So,
I'm not going to hold you.
I do gotta go, y'all. I do gotta go.
Congratulations again, but we'll see you tonight at 7. We'll make sure everybody's on tonight.
Don't congratulations until the fight is over, y'all. We still in this thing, okay?
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you, because I'm hearing everybody trying to talk to you. They were like, we can't get her. We can't get her. She can't. They're not doing it now. Man. I've been bragging. I just want you to know I've been bragging. So you probably get folks saying, how he get an interview and we can't get one? That's okay.
Oh, no, and I just want to let everybody know that we came together, and it was kind of like a spare of the moment situation, and I didn't even think about it when I told you yes, and I was like, I already told him yes. I gotta honor what I told him. I'm a woman of my word.
You just tell everybody that I'm special. You just tell everybody that I'm special. That's all. Don't worry about the rest of them. Ms. Collins, thank you so much here. I know you're busy. I appreciate it, though.
Oh, my goodness. You have a good one.
I'll see you at 7. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. That's Ms. Collins in Baton Rouge, one of the organizers, co-organizer, co-chairs of this recall petition. So tonight on our social media, make sure that you are checking it out so that you can get all the information. Say it.
Hey, man, what better way for us? That was wonderful. And I pray that she's still listening, because the motto could be or whatever. What better way for us to bring in the month of June, the Juneteenth celebration? If we can put all of this together when we were freed, and now this current governor is trying to, is setting us back. Not only us, but women, Black women, Asian women, Native American women. So if we can tie Juneteenth, our emancipation, to this movement, maybe that will spark some of the millennials and whoever else to be a part of this movement. And voting is important. And that's all I have to say, man. Gerod, thank you. It's the reason why she talked to this station. And it's because this station is a Black-owned radio station, because this station cares about Black people. again, either you are on our side or you are not, and that don't and that does not exclude black people. So all you black people that have been wavering, yo, either you're on our side or you ain't. Thank you, man.
All right, Chad. Thank you, brother. All right, T-Bone.
Hey, good evening. You knew I was going to chime in about this. I'm so glad. And, you know, it's ironic that it's a woman who had no name in this. It's not a black preacher like we've normally heard throughout history. It's not a politician. It's a regular, everyday J&Q public that's doing this. I'm so glad that somebody started it because I was wondering what to do. The other day when I called G, I had told Wick I was thinking about writing a letter directly to him and just putting him on blast and sending it to the news stations, sending it up on your social media, just so that the bullhorn is put on them for a change and that he has to answer for the BS that he's doing. Because that's what this is. This is a white nationalist agenda. This is straight out of Project 2025. Yeah, it's 2026, but they're still executing their plan, y'all. This was all planned. They want only white males. Hear me again, y'all. Only white males to determine the direction of this country, of this state, of this city. And that's why it's asinine that you have local politicians here that's not standing up and saying anything. All of them sitting on their hands right now.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Including Helena, Mayor Moreno. You know, if this guy continues to do what he's doing, what's to say he won't eliminate the office of mayor for the city of New Orleans, the city council, eliminate the parish presidents? That's right. I'm talking about y'all, Kenna. All these other people that got parish presidents because you didn't want to adhere to the mayor of New Orleans? What's to stop you from doing that to y'all? See, y'all think when black folk stand up and say something, oh, it's a black thing again. Oh, I'm so sorry of that black stuff. This is our rights. Not just the black rights, but your rights as an American, as a New Orleans, as a Louisianian now. See, this is white male, what's the word I'm looking for? Entitlements. They think they are entitled to run everything. Why? Because you know what? It's already small.
Mm-hmm.
And they think if we, other people, other races and genders, show up in size against them, they're going to get even smaller and smaller, and they can't say anything anymore. Well, guess what, y'all? We know what size we is. You're going to find out. But when we put them on the table, just know you made us pull them out.
Yes, indeed. All right.
All right,
Big,
y'all. All right.
Big John.
Peace.
Thank you, Big John. I appreciate you, brother. All right. Mel.
Hello.
What you say?
No, I was listening, but I missed the platform on where to go to at 7 p.m. this evening to find out the information.
So she's
If you
got
wanna
it on her
volunteer.
Instagram,
Mhm.
but she also has it on. Let me see. Let me bring it up real quick on her Facebook
Okay,
page, which is Caitlin Patricia Collins. That's Caitlin, Katilyn, Patricia Collins. They're going to be live for 7 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Great. So that's on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and Instagram. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, that's basically what I needed to know, where to go on what.
And the other lady is Marion Bawan, It's spelled GBAIWON. It's Marion, Marian. Her last name is GBAIWON. They tell me that the G is silent, so I think it's Bewan. I'm hoping I'm not messing it up. And she has a Facebook as well.
Okay.
So
I
on her
just wanna also
Facebook
share-
page, well, let me tell you
Mhm.
this. On her Facebook page, the first thing you see is Louisiana Deserves Better virtual volunteer training. And you'll see it. It says today, May 6th at 8 p.m. So you will see it.
Very good. Okay. I just want to share, too, that I went to vote today, and seriously, it took me less than 5 minutes to vote. This is the deal. If you go to govote.com, it will show you a ballot. If you are a Democrat, you can only vote for the state representative, or is it the Senate? The state, anyway, just the Democratic, there's 3 guys running for this office. That's all you can vote for, and the 5 amendments. Less than 5 minutes, people. Please go out and vote. You can look at your ballot before you go. I mean, there's just no excuse at this point.
Yep.
And I mean, I have been texting my family all morning, texting my friends. I got a message from the Democratic Party about going out to vote. I've sent messages, through Facebook, Instagram, as many platforms. We just all need to reach out to one another and get this movement going.
Yep. You are correct, Amundo. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gerard. I just needed to get that information. Thank you again.
I appreciate it. Thank you, dear.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we need to take a break. All right, let's take a break, y'all. We'll take the break here. We'll come back. But more in just a minute, right here on WBOK.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Comparing the cost of wills, successions, and trusts.
A will might only be a few $100s, but your family could end up paying more in legal fees.
Trust costs more upfront, but saves time, stress, and potentially thousands.
Think of it as paying a little now to avoid a big bill later. Smart planning means big savings for your family. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
If someone asks,
Yeah!
let them know you listen to WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
And the seat didn't even go down.
You know I was waiting on it.
What's going on, good people? All right, 504-582-9422, the number. Wow. There's an article What's the name of this? Democracy Docket. You can go to democracydocket.com and go under news alerts. Y'all, this issue with Louisiana has gotten to be a national story. Under Democracy Docket, it says around 42,000 people have cast mail ballots before Louisiana halted congressional primaries to gerrymander. Roughly 42,000 voters cast ballots in Louisiana elections when Governor Jeff Landry's suspension of the congressional primaries went into effect. That's according to recent early voting data published by state officials. It's unknown whether all of those ballots included votes in the now suspended primaries for the U.S. House of Representatives, but in most elections, a large share of ballots contained votes in those races. Landry's order, which was issued after the Supreme Court deemed the state's congressional map unconstitutional, is being challenged in court. But if it stands, any votes in the congressional race would likely be thrown out, silencing the voices of a huge number of voters. To suspend the primaries, Landry claimed that the Supreme Court ruling constituted an election emergency and declared a state of emergency on April the 30th, just days before early voting was set to begin on May 2nd. Absentee ballots for the state's May 16th primary elections were mailed out on April the 1st, a month before the governor's declaration. Though it's unknown exactly how many ballots were cast before the declaration officially went into effect, the Louisiana Secretary of State's office reported on May 3rd that it had received over 42,000 absentee ballots. The Louisiana Eliminator first reported on the May 3rd data. In response to Landry's order, which has been challenged by 4 separate lawsuits, congressional candidates have urged voters to disregard the governor's declaration and continue voting a full ballot. Let me read that again. In response to Landry's order, which has been challenged by 4 separate lawsuits, congressional candidates have urged voters to disregard the governor's declaration and continue voting a full ballot. In quotes here, it says, "I'm telling the people who are voting to vote and vote the full ballot." Representative Cleo Fields, whose Baton Rouge congressional district was at issue in the Supreme Court's decision, said at a Monday press conference. Don't listen to the Secretary of State or Governor for that fact, Fields added, because this issue is not resolved yet. Calls to vote a full ballot could mean that thousands more votes could ultimately be invalidated, depending on how state lawmakers redraw the state's congressional map. The Secretary of State's office published data Tuesday showing that over 104,000 votes have been cast so far in the primary elections. Of those, 45,000 were absentee ballots, while the remaining from in-person ballots were cast at early voting sites. At those sites, votes were met with bulletins announcing the cancellation of the U.S. House of Primaries. Even those primaries are underway. The Supreme Court Monday cleared the way for Louisiana Republicans to move forward with redrawing the map by fast-tracking certification of its decision in Louisiana versus Callis. The court's conservative appointment majority determined that Louisiana's current congressional map amounted to an unconstitutional gerrymandering base on the race of voters because it included a second majority black district in the state. In doing so, the court rendered all but useless Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which barred the use of redistricting schemes to dilute the voting power of racial minorities. Immediately following the ruling, Louisiana Republicans embarked on a redistricting effort aimed at eliminating the New Orleans-based 2nd Congressional District, which is currently represented by Representative Troy Carter. So the 4 lawsuits against Landry, 2 of which were filed in federal court, and the other in state courts, all seek court orders blocking the emergency declaration. The governor's order postponed primaries until either July 15th or such time as determined by the legislature. So let's talk off the hip here for a minute. It's just interesting to me that all the years that we are saying that the Voting Rights Act, thank God we got Voting Rights Act, got it passed, and we are now in a situation where we have let it be torn up, torn down, shredded, and it's going to benefit the folks that didn't want us to vote in the first place. Why didn't we just put a whole bunch of gumballs in a jar and let me guess how many in there to see if I can vote or not? That's how I feel. So if we got so much to think about when it comes to voting, as the Republicans say, because we got so much fraud when it comes to voting, what's any different from what we're seeing now? How can you tell me that we don't need or have to have a 2nd congressional voting district when it says that we are supposed to have more than 1 or 2 congressional districts represented by somebody that looks like me? If that's what we have to do, how do we get a 2nd congressional district anyway? And they're talking about gerrymandering. The state of Louisiana has been gerrymandered for years to make that chocolate a little diluted, little cream in the coffee. It's been diluted. That's the part that makes me go, how did we get here? And how did the Supreme Court go back and tear it up and tell me that that 2nd congressional district was not constitutional when we didn't have representation for the amount of African American persons in the state of Louisiana for a 2nd congressional district in the first place? And now you're trying to tell me that they're also going after Troy Carter's district? Oh, baby, I think somebody about to poke the bear. If you want to poke the bear, we ready for the fight. Because in a few minutes, I'm going to be talking with one of the pastors that says, hey, I'm going to put about 75 people on bikes and about 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 buses on the streets this weekend to be able to take people to the polls. Rock of Ages is standing up again. And I'm not doing a comparison, but I'm trying to figure out where the rest of my folks, what y'all doing for this weekend? We got all these nice vans. I know gas high, but I'd rather say that gas is high and we got it out here so that this ain't unconstitutional. It's already unconstitutional, but I'm just saying, what we going to prevent? And Lord, y'all let these amendments pass. Make this man mad again. Hey, Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa.
Hey, how you doing, Gerard?
Good.
And
how you
welcome
doing?
back. I'm good. I'm not going to take long. I just wanted to kind of piggyback on with the last caller about the voting.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my early voting on Monday and just want to make clear you can vote for everything. there's everything on the ballot. I'm sorry, Gerard, that's my little chime going off.
That's all right.
But please
I
vote
thought
for
you was in the ice cream truck. That's what.
everybody says that. That's my little pendulum, and on the hour it goes off. Okay, so it's done. So please vote for everything, you guys. You can vote for the congressperson. You can vote for the judges. There are 3. There's one in Division M, N, and J. And then you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amendments. I voted no for everything. You do what you want. But please go and vote. There's also a senator that you can vote for. Mm-hmm. So please vote for everything, because here's the thing. If the courts come back and say what Landry did was unconstitutional as it relates to stopping or ceasing the voting, mm-hmm. then you can't go back a second time and vote. They're not going to separate or categorize your votes and say, hey, come back if you already voted. Come back a second time and then vote,
That's going to be what it is. It's going to be what it is.
Exactly. It's going to be what it is. So please vote for everything. And please get out there and vote.
You got it. Thank you, my dear.
All
Appreciate
right.
you.
You're welcome.
All right. Talk to you in a minute. All right, y'all. We got to take a break here. More coming up in just a few minutes. Coming up, too, we're going to talk to the pastor from Rock of Ages. Yes, indeed. We're going to talk to him in just a minute and find out more about it. If you need a ride this weekend to go vote, he's saying, come on, we got you. More in a minute, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Campus of Xavier University.
Yeah.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. President Trump is hosting a small business summit at the White House.
Our country's made up of a lot of small businesses, and that ends up being a really big business.
Speaking during National Small Business Week, Trump called small business the lifeblood of the economy and credited his big, beautiful bill with boosting growth. The Supreme Court says its Voting Rights Act ruling can take effect immediately, clearing the way for redistricting in Louisiana. Republicans could now eliminate black majority districts after Governor Jeff Landry suspended the May primary to allow new maps following the April 29th decision. And Lizzo is explaining why she refused to settle a sexual harassment lawsuit filed by former backup dancers. Speaking with Gayle King, the singer said settling would have been easier but insists the allegations aren't true, adding she expects the case to be dismissed. Get BIN News Now, on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you as you are getting off. Our number 504-582-9422. What you say, Pastor? Pastor?
Hey, what you say, Gerard?
What's going on with you?
Man, I can't complain, man. It's a beautiful Wednesday, brother.
Yeah, beautiful Wednesday, but there's so much stuff going on in this state.
So much, man. It's very cloudy right now.
Yes, indeed. What you got going on?
Man, well, we thank you again, Gerard. We galvanizing and organizing over 15 buses to be stationed around the city of New Orleans on Saturday, from the West Bank to the east, uptown, as well as over 60 bikes to flood the street to go in early vote and participate in early voting.
So let me give you your props here, because you always on top of stuff. You know I was going to do it. I know you were going to say, I hope you don't do that, but you know I was going to do it anyway. For everybody that don't know, I called him just Pastor. I thought he was going to introduce himself, but this is Pastor Jonathan Everett from Rock of Ages, and he too is concerned to make sure that all of us are getting out and vote. Okay, I got you. That's your intro.
Absolutely. That's it. Thank you, Gerard, man. We're just, of course, looking at all that is going on with what's going on in Baton Rouge and trying to, eliminate certain judgeships and criminal court office and persecution of our sheriff and all of these different type of things, man. It's just, and I think, for me as a pastor, from a civic perspective as well as a Christian, I think we always should do something, right? And I really feel like in our city, in our state, it's not that we as African Americans don't think our voices matter. I just believe that we are just plagued by exhaustion right now, right? We just one poet says that it's called attempt fatigue. We're just tired of trying. But I wanted to come and see if we can have a resurgence of faith and fight and see if we can continue to fight this good fight of faith.
Let me kind of put this out here, and I want you to understand what I'm asking. And this is not criticism from anybody else's ministry, but shouldn't there be, or is there, a conversation that's happening with our religious leaders about the same thing that you're seeing?
Yeah.
Because our congregations, I think, this is me speaking now, I think our congregations deserve to have this conversation along with our religious leaders, even though that it may not be, straight from the Bible, but I think that there can be a Bible reference to what's going on, and also have this conversation in a political and spiritual context. Is that something that you see too?
I do. I believe that there are several religious leaders across denomination lines that probably is having these conversations. I can't confirm or deny it, but I would agree to that point that it should be a more visible conversation where we sit down and really have this, not just a conversation, but a plan, right? A plan that has long-term effects and goals and deadlines and how we're going to attack it from both civic and Christian perspective. So once again, I can't confirm or deny if there are other leaders that are having this conversation. But I'm the type of person, man. I really believe in today's society that this generation need to see it too, right? And not just be hitting and say we're doing something, but really, really doing something so our young people can see that there was a pastor up there fighting for us. There was a church that organized that.
Right.
There was a church that pulled everybody together and had a conversation around legislation and all of those different type of things. So that's why I've been endeavoring to sit down with the new sheriff and sit down with the DA and sit down with the judges and I'm asking these questions because from a moral perspective, I want them to be able to see that we are just as concerned morally as it relates to what's going on in our city and our state as they are from economic perspective.
And the reason why I brought that is that if you go through history, and this is something too that I looked at, I've said this several different times, and I think that you're the epitome of exactly what we're saying here, is that when we talk about leadership, especially in the Black community, when we talk about leadership over history's time, there has not really been a movement that we can name that there hasn't been a pastor that's leading the way.
Absolutely. That is absolutely true.
And I feel like we're getting away from it, and that's why we're failing with a lot of the different so-called movements that end up being one day, and then we go away and we forget about it, and it happens anyway. A movement ain't one day.
Yeah, that's true, and that's absolutely true. And it ought to be vocalized over the pulpit on Sundays. I normally do that on a weekly basis so our people can know where I stand politically, know where I stand morally. But there's another thing too. I believe there's a hesitation because of the criticism that has come down primarily on African American churches over a period of time. I think there's a hesitation that several leaders just sit back and wait until it happens and then try to join forces. To be thoroughly honest with you, I get it all the time. I get it all the time where certain news stations won't highlight, or there are certain interviews that they won't allow me to have But I'm the type of person, if you tell me no and God told me yes, then no is the wrong answer. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna find a way to get that message through. So I don't want to make it sound like it's easy for us to be able to get the message out, because a lot of, I've had a newspaper writer, a CEO tell me, she's like, we don't cover churches because we believe pastors are using the media and stuff like that for a platform. And I was sitting back saying, well, how y'all going to elevate our voices, right? Or how could we elevate our voices?
Right.
And so once again, I think there's a hesitation because of so many blows. But I think, to be honest, there's going to have to be some type of resilience in the pulpit to challenge all of those different systems that's trying to suppress, strangulate, and suffocate our voices in our communities. We've always been the anchor of the community. Nobody can deny that. You know what I mean? HBCUs, everything we've ever put our hands on as a community has always prospered. Judges, lawyers, lobbyists, neurologists. And so I believe that, once again, once we come over this period of this exhaustion, because we've been trying for so long, I really believe our voices will start carrying more weight and adding more value to our communities.
Good. That is wonderful. So give me the details on what you're going to be doing.
This upcoming Saturday at 10 a.m., we once again have over 15 buses going to be located across the city of New Orleans. And anybody who's listening can go to busandbike2vote.com to see all of those locations. We have some in front of senior citizen developments and homes and several other places. And then at Treehouse, we have several bikes that's going to be there for individuals to come ride bikes down the street, and we all head to City Hall to vote. We're just trying to really get this conversation, this momentum, this visibility going. So by the time we hit May 16th, we can have a better presence, but also we can see some change.
Absolutely. I'll thank you for everybody, and you know what, because I done been to your church so many different times, I see why you full. So, that is not by chance. That is not by chance, because everybody's looking for leadership, and you show it. So I appreciate it.
We like to thank a couple of people, man. Inspire Nola, Moral Hospitality, Gary Chambers. We put a call out to all of those individuals and say, hey, man, we really need y'all to come and put your hands to the plow. 6'4" Steppers, Elvin Ross Studios. All these different people. State Royce. Senator Rush Duplessis, all these people say, hey, Pastor, we really need to put it together. And so we're just coming together as a community like we always did. And we're just trying to, just get our people there and make sure that we did our part. You know what I mean? Like, it's our voice, it's our move, and it's our vote.
Well, you already got me. So whatever you need me to do, just let me know. You already got it.
Thank you so much, my brother.
I appreciate you again. Thank you, sir, and the work that you and your family and all the folks at the congregation of Rock of Ages do as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Talk to you in a minute. Okay.
All right.
Galloway.
Hey, what's going on, brother Gerod?
You the man.
No, and thank goodness you let the pastor speak before I did. I didn't want that man to come. I might have said something crazy. That man probably had to pray for me after.
Hey, I was going to say he won't do nothing but pray for you afterwards. So
that's all good. But Gerard, I'm glad you got to talk to the young lady that's one of the leaders of the recall. But I hope she's listening or somebody's listening, and I'll put it in her comments again today. Sweetheart, you're going to have to get you some armed security. You're going to have to get you somebody to protect your front and your back and your side, left, right, whatever. You got to have that. When the type of work that you're dealing with.
Well, you got one of the biggest security agents that's listening to us right now. He always come on. I'm talking about Aaron and the little gun club.
Yes, she's gonna need them, and I know Aaron them gonna do well. I didn't see them work from far and close up. So, but I want her to understand you gotta have that. But, Gerard, I had to do some digging yesterday after I got off the phone with you. And what I found out yesterday, this whole Louisiana versus Callis, how we got here, when you mentioned that. If you find out who this dude is, which it wasn't that hard to find out, Philip Burt Callis, this is why we're here. This man lives in Burnsley, Louisiana. He is mad because that second district for black people,
right?
Burnsley was included in that. So he started throwing a fit. But this dude is a conspiracy theorist. So that's letting you know that these folks will listen to anybody. This dude has been talking conspiracy theories January 6th, posting all these pictures and videos. Now, I don't know if he's still on Facebook because I heard that he's kind of scared now. But no, you weren't scared Sunday when you was up there taking pictures with everybody smiling because you dismantled the Voting Rights Act. But if you find out how evil and wicked this little dude is, you mad because your voting district changed when y'all done had a 400-year head start? You mad about equality?
Mm-hmm.
And now you go run to you go find the craziest crackpot lawyer, and you run them, and you got a Jim Crow Supreme Court. You feel like you won? Nah, bro. All you did was wake us up. Those numbers that Gary Chambers was talking about, Louisiana, go do better. We find a way to do everything except get out behind out and vote.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you got to shame people to vote. You got to make them vote. Hey, I guarantee you, if somebody say we're going to take away all these second-line clubs, I bet you go down there and vote then. Or tell me you're going to take away a Mardi Gras parade. I bet you go down there and vote then. So something has to happen. So my biggest thing is I know who my enemy is. And look, Philibert Callis, bruh, all you did was really make them folks around your area, that Baton Rouge area, that Port Allen area. All you're doing is going to make them come out and vote more. When you try to take something away from us, that's when we are the best reactors in the business. We ain't proactive, but we got to get proactive on this. Mm-hmm. But I'll be down there this weekend, man. I ain't going to hold you up long, man. I got some work to do today.
Yeah. All it did was poke the bear. I'm glad somebody poked the bear because I think what it did was it actually woke some folks up.
Needed to be.
Yeah.
Gerard, something got to happen. And so we will not have 10 to 11% of people voting in a mayoral election. Something has to happen where we think 30% voting for a governor's race is good. Are you crazy? Everything needs to be no less than 85 to 90% of voter turnout of our votes.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not voting like that, you're crazy. Tell these folks to print out their voting record. And you can find out when the last time some of these folks voted, if they do vote at all.
Or, some of those folks are going to get removed because it said if you have not voted in at least three, is it 2 or 3
mm-hmm.
presidential elections?
Two presidential elections in a row, they take you off the thing.
Yeah, you get purged.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So somebody has to do something, man, to get folks off their behind. Folks don't want to hear about the past. They don't want to hear about what our ancestors did. Whatever, I don't give a doggone what it is. But if you want to sit there and go back to Jim Crow, maybe you want to see a colored and white water fountain. I don't know what these folks want to see, but I ain't seeing none of it. Because that little callous dude, I'm on you. I guarantee you that's a little fun boy. I guarantee you he's a fun boy. He done probably touched some kids somewhere. I'm on him. You should have never gave me his picture. Because some folks are saying his Facebook is taken down now. Don't take nothing down now, homie. Be bold. Put up the conspiracies to, what do you say, voter fraud, mail-in voting, all that stuff he's railed against. And the Republicans, they always find some poorly educated trailer park trash person to come do their dirty work for them. But that's all right. Now the ball is, you push the ball into our court, now it's time for us to stand up. But thanks, Gerard, for taking my phone call, my brother.
I got you, brother.
I'll let y'all this weekend.
All right, there we go. Hey, Ron.
What's up, man?
Galloway said,
I ain't heard a fun boy in a long time, boy.
Galloway said, bring the weaponry. There you go.
Look at here, man. First, shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. I just want to say, man, I'm excited to be working on that. Well, first of all, I'm excited. We excited that those sisters have entrusted the Huey P. Newton Gun Club to work with them. I just want to let the people in the city of New Orleans know that starting Monday at 8 o'clock, between 8 and 5, you can take and come to the Gwanji in Hollywood Community Center. That's 1529 Newton Street, and put your name on this petition to get this governor out of here. You heard me? People always, talking about what they going to do. And y'all even hear me when I be calling here talking about the politicians and all that. So we want to talk about accountability. Now it's time to stand up and show what accountability really is, because just going in front of these politicians' faces and hollering and cursing, that don't do nothing. So what we got the power to do, we going to put our feelings down and pick our pens up. So once again, 1529 Newton Street in Algiers, Louisiana, from 8 to 5 starting Monday. And also, when you come in to do your sign the recall, come and taste our red beans, because that's also what we do our red bean Monday at also. You dig?
Now you already have the recall stuff hooked up.
Oh yeah, we starting Monday. It was they shut it down like the sister was saying. They shut it down today,
right?
Because they want to get everything done with the organizing phase first, but it's gonna pick back up starting Monday.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that you were ready. You already ready?
Huh?
I said.
Oh yeah, we already ready. I sent you the flyer and everything.
Yes, indeed.
Look at your phone. Oh yeah, we ain't playing, bro.
Yeah, I'm going through it right now. So
straight up.
All right, and then the other thing too is we need to be telling people what they need to bring. Just don't come just to sign it. You need to bring your.
Oh yeah, you need to bring your state ID, and you must be a registered voter.
You got to be a registered voter.
Because you already know Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck.
You remember that from the last time.
They ain't got no ID.
They ain't got no ID, none whatsoever. So
straight up.
Don't have my cohort on here talking about oh Lord. You know, last time she had a field date.
All
right.
So
cool.
Yes, once again, 1529 Newton Street, Algiers, Louisiana, from 8 to 5.
So look this up. Check this out too. And I told her this, but she was like, "We're getting all the love, yitty yitty yitty." And I said, "I'm glad. I really am glad." And I don't want to sound like Debbie Downer, but at some point, Aaron, they're gonna need some security.
Man, that's already covered, my brother. Believe that.
I'm just saying, it's gonna be interesting in the next couple of weeks, especially if we start looking like we getting ready to make this happen.
Straight up. And what I do I like how the sister, how they went live and said they ain't got no political admiration or none of that foolishness.
Right.
They're doing it because they tired of being sick and tired.
Yep. There you go.
Straight up.
All right, my brother.
Right now.
Always good.
Peace.
Thank you, brother.
You're right.
All right, we got more coming up, y'all. We got to take a break.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Bobby Wagner is a Super Bowl winning linebacker and one of only 3 to record 2,000 tackles or more. But even though he's super talented on the field, he knew when he entered the league that football was just one part of his journey.
Football was going to be a really big avenue for me, and football was going to be something that made me wealthy, but I knew it wasn't the end goal.
Instead, Wagner has put the wealth and access football has given him to use in the world of business. One of his most recent big investments didn't take the longtime Seattle Seahawks player too far from home. He's recently bought himself a stake in the WNBA's Seattle Storm.
I've been connected with Seattle for a long time, and I've watched the Storm's been doing that thing for a really, really long time. So not just from a championship perspective, but when you're in the city, they do a lot of good in the community.
Wagner's part of a growing number of current and former players that are moving into the ownership ranks. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's off the top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
The U.S. Supreme Court has dealt a serious blow to the Voting Rights Act, a decision with far-reaching consequences for minority voters, especially African Americans and others, whether they realize it or not. In a 6-3 ruling, the conservative majority of the nation's highest court struck down Louisiana's second majority black congressional district. That district, represented by Democrat Congressman Cleo Fields, was created by the Louisiana legislature to ensure fair representation for black voters. Before its creation, Louisiana's congressional delegation included just one black representative, despite African Americans making up more than a third of the state's population. The court's majority argued that drawing districts based on race is unconstitutional, even when the goal is to correct historic underrepresentation. Yet, political line drawing, long used to shape congressional maps, especially for the Republicans, remains permissible. The court's 3 liberal justices sharply disagreed, warning that the decision threatens decades of progress made under the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Congressman Troy Carter put it this way, quote, "For decades, the court's majority has steadily chipped away at the Voting Rights Act. The consequences of this decision are immediate and severe. The hard-fought progress that led to the creation of 2 majority black congressional districts in Louisiana is now in jeopardy," end quote. Civil rights leaders warned this ruling could weaken black voting power not just in Louisiana, but across the nation. The message is clear. If you care about representation, about fairness, about your voice being heard, then vote like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Bottom line, get up off your rusty butts and go vote, damn it. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Step back in time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum, located in the heart of the Warehouse District in New Orleans. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling America's story in the war that changed everything, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. It's an experience. Plan your visit today at nationalww2museum.org. World War II Museum, where history lives.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. All right, what's going on, Noonay?
Hello?
What you say, Big Money?
What's up, Gerard? How you doing, first of all?
Oh, man, we trying to get the info out here.
Yeah, let me clear something up. I heard the Mickey Mouse thing and all that. Let me clear this up. Belden and the recall didn't do no Mickey Mouse, no Daffy Duck or nothing. Somebody must have had that. Anything I do, I stand real on. Anything the recall did, we stand real on. Now, I support everybody recall. I did a recall against Jeff Landry. I did a recall against Mitch Landry. And this recall is the most pressing thing we got to do, Gerard, because we got to stand up and we got to call on the pastors. We got to get all the groups out and everybody, and we got the power to do it. Because May the 16th is election time, so these groups, these pastors, and everybody should be online when they're doing the teaching. I'm familiar with the recall, but we need all of them to come out. The NAACP, the Rainbow Coalition, all the people, if they can come down here, because we got the power. And if we do it right, May the 16th, we should have a buck in New Orleans. We probably can get 200,000 signatures if we out here election day and we organize. Or every pastor should have a station, you know, in their church or outside their church. All the groups, Freeport, Baton Rouge, all the parishes, because this is a fight. And this is a real fight because they gutted Section 2 out. They got rid of Section 2 and they got rid of Section 5 to weaken the thing. But we must stand up. We must fight. And we must fight them like never before, Gerard, because this ain't the only thing they're going to do. Like the caller said, they're coming. They're coming for every position. And you better believe they're coming for mayors, city council, parish people. They're coming for everybody, and we must stand, Gerard. We're looking at the NOPD with me. You have been fighting. We found racism there. And if you take what they're doing with Jeff Landrew, you take what they're doing with Calvin Duncan, you take what they're doing with this NOPD going after only black officers when we know the white Ku Klux Klan and racist officers are making that money. We got to be on a mission to fight like never before. And yes, there are going to be some black gatekeepers, but we just got to tell them, brother, just step on the other side. Thanks to Pastor Everett, who stepped up to give his church. On 11, they got, I'm going to send it to you, Gerard. On 11, they got two things. They got one at the Hollywood, and they got one across the river being led by the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. But we got to get them all, and we got to push hard, Gerard, because at the end of the day, we know about Project 25. We know about the old and new Jim Crow. But we got a couple of old blacks that's hiding, Gerard, because they are behind closed doors going with the governor. They are sitting right there. Belden, Newman, Baptiste don't care who it is. And Gerard, I'm coming on your show, and I want you to give me 20 minutes. I'm doing a public request because I want to show you, Gerard, in the callers, who went against Section 5 during election time against black people and was pushing the Jim Crow law. I'm going to expose all of them, Gerard.
Expose it all.
Because at the end of the day, it's wrong what they're doing. And my last thing is not to get you off this recall, but did you see what happened yesterday when I got on the radio and you? Now they're so concerned. Ann Kirkpatrick just did a video with a black cop talking about she support her and she don't think she did it. But you're still behind closed doors charging her, right? But at the end of the day, you got to let her. And where are the white folks? Show us you real, Ann Kirkpatrick. Stop hiding behind closed doors trying to trick us. Oh, I'm with the black office. Where are the white officers? You're telling us they're not stealing. Gerard, this is everything to do with it. And I'm going to end on this, Gerard, because I know you got a lot of callers. Listen, remember you helped me do the letter with Gwen Nolan? And when she attacked 7 black women, they went to Channel 6. And what did Ann Kirkpatrick say? What did Rouse say? What did the Inspector General say? What did all the law enforcement? Oh, we going to investigate. That's 2025. We right now, they never investigated a Captain Nolan attacking 7 black women, treating them racial. And the lady that did the letter, guess what they did us?
What's that?
Gwen Nolan complained about her. They took Gwen Nolan complaint serious, and the lady they strike back is a disgrace. But I'm telling everybody, we must recall Jeff Landrew and get out and vote and make sure you vote no on all 5 of the amendments, because a lot of people was talking about it's not affecting them. You better wake up, because they're coming for Section 8. They're coming for food stamps. They're coming for Social Security. Anything black, they're coming for, just like the 2nd Congressional District and the 6th District with Cleo Fields. They're trying to take Troy Carter District, and they're going to make them 2 fight. They're trying to make them fight. And look, I'm not saying nothing about Cleo, but I don't trust Cleo because the governor created that district for Cleo. So that's all I got to say, Gerard.
I got you. All right. We're going to keep me up.
All right.
Keep me up.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right. Let me see. Is that a man?
How you doing, Mr. Stevens?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Okay. You know, I hear a lot of Christians say they don't vote. It looks like these conservative Christians do vote. They forgot Jesus went to the cross on the vote. He went to the cross on the vote. And you remember, Pontius Pilate said, I wipe my hands off this man. But there was their forgiveness. And he asked the crowd, who do you want? Who did they say they wanted? Barabbas. everybody wanted what? Barabbas. Because Pontius Pilate wasn't going to do nothing to Jesus. He was going to let him go. But there was a vote taken amongst the Sadducees and Pharisees. And they said, we want Barabbas in the crowd. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? That was a vote. Because remember Pontius Pilate said, I wipe my hands off of this here.
Okay, so what you saying?
I'm saying a lot of Christians claim they don't vote. They should be out there voting.
They got to get out there and vote. Yep.
Yeah, because what happened is that back then, the very man, as our Savior, he got sent to the cross on a vote. When Pontius Pilate didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, sir.
Chose Barabbas over Jesus.
All right. I got you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. James.
What's up, bro?
What's going on with you?
There ain't nothing, bro. Y'all be on hold behind all them great orators and carrying on, bro. I like to fell asleep on you.
Oh, bro.
Hey, man, no, for real, though.
You ain't going to sleep.
I
already know. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
But I want to
telling
know who, when we get this dude out the chair, who is our candidate for
governor?
For governor, yeah. Who is the people's candidate for governor?
I would actually try to sit down and have another conversation. Well, one thing that I would try to do, this is just my opinion, at that point in time, I do want somebody that has the experience of government in a large form, like state leaders. And I would then talk to Sean Wilson again about running. But we would have to have, and I think that this is going to sound maybe a little directed, and that is we would have to have everybody to try to understand, listen, I know that you believe in this candidate or this because it's going to be all over the place. But we need to stick to somebody that can win.
Yep.
And if all
That's
of us...
the reason why I brought the conversation to the forefront, because it makes no sense to play checkers while they're playing chess.
Right. Because they're going to try to find somebody that can win. And then they're going to rally their troops to be there. And I mean, we got to be able to say, hey, look, he did it one time before. We just didn't get out and vote.
Yep.
But I got to sit down and have a conversation with him about, hey, dude, you got to put together a better plan and what you're going to do for black people and not be scared to tell folks that you're going to rally and do some things for the less fortunate, for those folks in these different poverty-stricken areas, because that's where you came from.
Yeah, I don't really think it was all that. That was too much of the issue, that he didn't say enough or do enough. Or
James, the message was not there. I'll ask you then. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
Tell me what he told you that made you say, I'm gonna get up and vote for him, other than he was just a black man. What did he say?
Well, he gave me his record of building bridges and being.
I understand that. I understand. I ain't asking what he had done. I'm talking about what he's gonna do. What was that he said?
Nah, that didn't happen.
Exactly.
I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying though is, I also feel like our Democratic chair at the time didn't help the cause. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be running media blitzes and PRs for the man, and they didn't.
And they didn't have any. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So all even though he came on, didn't he come on WBOK? I think he was on with you.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
a couple of times.
I can't recall what he said, bro. Honestly,
look, I was on that saying, look, the problem I got is we need to know what that message is. What you gonna do for black folks? And somebody called his mom. I know his mom, Sandra Wilson. She called him, and he wasn't even in town, but he was on the road. He said, first of all, I'm on the road. I got 80,000 miles I done put on my truck because I'm all over the state talking to people. But let me tell you what I'm going to do. I was like, cool, but you need to put that out there so that everybody can do it in a advertising campaign. But I found out later, and I can appreciate this from him because he was not on the air complaining about he didn't have money for that advertising campaign. The Democratic Party did not give it to him. Neither did
that's
the
why I put the
PACs.
blame on. That's why I put the blame squarely at that young lady's feet. And you see where she at now. We didn't some kind of way we got her out of the way, but she did her job well enough to cost us everything today. So thank you for taking my call. Thank you for thinking about that with me, and I hope everybody's listening, because once he's out, because we're gonna take the steps. Once he's out, we need a qualified individual to stand in place for us, like a Troy. So, all right. Talk to you later.
So you think Troy would be that person?
I'd love for Troy to be that person, but we also need Troy where he is. So you can only be in one place at one time. So
I'm probably gonna call him anyway and start having this conversation and start talking about what is he doing, what's going on, and why they're trying to get you out of there. Then the other Troy, I need to have a conversation, because and the other Troy is Troy Henry. He texted me today, let me know. He said, thanks for the reminder, because he went out there and voted. But I saw something that was put on Facebook by him that made me go, oh, hell, here we go. Because what I saw on Facebook is disturbing and should be disturbing to anybody. And I'm not even talking about the political aspect of it, but I'm talking about more so, well, this is what was promised to the folks. And he said on the Facebook, I'm talking about Troy Henry, that there was somebody trying to sabotage what's going on with Bayou Phoenix.
Does this surprise you?
Nope. But get in front of it. Let's start talking about it. So whoever it is and who's ever behind it will know that we know. This ain't no...
I think Mr. Troy is smart, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to do his homework first before he gets out in front of anything, just to talk about the person or persons or group that's attacking the agenda. I want to believe he's that smart. I need to know who my enemy is before I start shooting darts in the dark.
Well, I think he know who it is, because understand something. He's not shooting darts in the dark because he already put it on social media. He just didn't call the name.
No. Right. I'm gonna have to go take a look at that. Can you give me that young lady's Instagram? Matter of fact, give it to Wick and have Wick. Bro, Wick, can you text me that young lady Instagram? The petition.
You talking about for Caitlin?
I talked to you. I sent info to you last night, so you know about it already. But I want to be on par when I do go walk mine around and get it signed. So,
doing the search. Caitlin Patricia Collins.
Caitlin Patricia Collins.
Katilyn. Patricia, Patricia, Collins, Collins.
Wait, I had to put you on speakerphone. Caitlin,
Katilyn. Katilyn. Caitlin Patricia Collins.
Okay, Patricia. I got her. Okay, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro, you got that.
Right on.
I'll talk to you. So tonight at 7, for our folks on the East Coast, for our folks on the West Coast, let me make sure that we got our timing right. Because, it's a lot of folks that listen to us in other states, but have ties here in Louisiana. So I'm looking at it. It says today, May 6th at 8 p.m. So I don't know if she said 7, but I see 8 printed on her Facebook page. I need to make sure that I'm going to send her a message real quick just to make sure. Did she say 7? But it does say 8 p.m. Virtual volunteer training. Today, May 6th at 8 p.m. This is Central Time, folks. All right. So if you're on the East Coast, if it's 8 p.m. our time, it's 9 p.m. your time. If you're on the West Coast, it's 6 p.m. your time. If it's at 8. But I could have sworn she said 7. I'll send her a message. Just that quick. But let's go ahead on and find this out, too. We got a few more minutes. I want to find this out from you all. Is this sparking interest? Is this sparking to make movement in our community? Is this making you go, about time somebody does it? Do you think that every church should also be a part of that? Because I know that some churches are going to be like, oh, you know what? We're not going to be in this political mess and yeety. But honestly, I do believe that if we don't get involved and churches get involved, on a Sunday, more people are in, especially New Orleans East, because New Orleans East got every big, huge mega church that you could possibly think about. Okay, so she did answer me back. She said it's 7 p.m., and we will be going live answering questions and allowing people time to get in, and we'll start the training at 8 p.m. All right? Let me read it again. This is what she wrote to me. She said it's 7 o'clock, and we will be going live answering questions and allowing people time to get in. We will start training at 8 p.m. So there you go. All right, you need to take the break. You want to take the break here? All right. We'll take the break. Everybody hold on. We're coming back with more telephone calls.
AURN News.
Well, 2 months into a war that has shut off a fifth of the world's oil supply, President Trump this morning is giving Iran another final choice: take a deal or face heavier bombardment. In a Truth Social post, Trump demanded Iran freeze its nuclear program, reopen the Strait of Hormuz to all shipping, and accept a U.S.-brokered peace framework. And posted, do that, and the war will be at an end. Refuse, and, quote, the bombing starts at a much higher level and intensity than before. Axios is reporting this morning that negotiators are close to a one-page, 14-point memorandum of understanding, essentially a ceasefire agreement that would lift U.S. sanctions on Iran, release billions in frozen Iranian funds, and gradually reopen the strait. Iran has 48 hours to respond to key terms. Tehran says it's evaluating the proposal. Oil prices fell 6% on the news, day 67 of the war. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong. At the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control.
Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
Uptown, downtown, wherever you are, keep it locked in to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
There may be work happening on the outside of the Capitol,
but there's even more work happening on the inside.
On May 16, you're not just voting on candidates.
You're voting on 5 constitutional amendments that impact your everyday life.
Jobs, taxes, schools, even political power.
And once these changes pass, they're hard to undo.
Amendment 1 shifts control of state jobs to the legislature. This could mean fewer protections and more political hiring, less merit and more politics. Vote no.
Amendment 2 creates a separate school system for St. George. This could reduce shared funding and widen disparities. Less equity, more division. Vote no for Amendment 2.
Amendment 3 promises teacher pay raises, but cuts long-term education funds to do it. Short-term gain, long-term risk. You may remember this from last year when you voted no. Vote no again.
Amendment 4 lets parishes eliminate taxes on business inventory. That funding supports schools and emergency services. Less revenue, less resources. Vote no.
Amendment 5 raises the retirement ages for judges. That impacts access, turnover, and representation in our courts.
These amendments don't exist in a vacuum.
Voting rights and representation are already being challenged.
With changes like closed primaries,
access to voting is already shifting.
This election is about more than voting.
It's about protecting your power.
If you don't understand what's on the ballot,
someone else is making decisions for you. So be informed, make a plan, and bring someone with you.
The Power Coalition wants you to know.
Your vote is your power.
All right, there you have it. All right, Ryan, what's happening?
Hey, my used to be neighbor.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. I just got back from a little R&R after working my tail off for about a month during the festivals, the spring festivals.
Well, that means you made a whole lot of money, so I know who to come to.
I'll buy you lunch sometime, sir.
You've been telling me that for 25 years.
I dropped off some stuff on your doorstep one day. Maybe the raccoons got it.
You probably did.
Anyway, man, how y'all doing today? Good,
good, brother. How you doing?
Good. What's up, Whip? Shit. Well, you were talking about whether or not the pastors and the churches think it's a good idea to be involved in political differences.
Yep.
Well, I guarantee you that those state nationalists flying a Christian flag are getting involved in our political differences.
Wait a minute, say again?
I guarantee you that those white nationalists flying a Christian flag getting involved in our political differences.
Yeah, think about it. I mean, all they keep talking about is the evangelicals. You know, I'm a conservative Christian. I'm a conservative Christian. We part of the evangelicals. I mean, but they don't want us to have a conversation about nothing to do with our churches. And I think the reason that is because more than likely they know the most powerful thing in the black community is going to be some of these churches. Ryan?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I thought I lost you.
No, I'm listening. I was downloading what you said.
No, but
in my head, you know, in my head.
I do believe that, you know, the most powerful entity in the black community is the church because we come in numbers. And they get scared when we come in numbers. And if you go by and take a look at history, history has always shown that the black church has been involved in all types of movements that involve black folks. So that's not I'm making up. That's just history.
No, I hear you. And then, one other thing is if it does start to get kind of stupid and people feel like they need security, just go with numbers, because that provides more security, and also it helps to get an extra signature or an extra vote in.
Yep.
If you got 2 or 3 people with you, you group, there's more witnesses, people are less likely to take action. Also, you got 2 or 3 people more on the ballot or whatnot at the polls.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ryan, thank you, man. It's good hearing from you, brother. How the family?
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
good?
Yeah, she's good. She's over there trying to finish up her first freshman year. So we're very proud of her. She's doing well, hanging in there. It's hard to have an old dog like this for a dad, but she's good.
Well, you ain't old. If I'm not old, I know you're not old. So,
Well, I got to pretend this and sometime,
Always good, my friend. Appreciate you again.
All right, y'all take it easy. Thanks for taking the call.
Yes, indeed. Ryan Colby from my old neighbors. We done? Don't forget, y'all. Tonight, 7 p.m. Try to be on her Facebook page. For those of you that don't know, I'm talking about Caitlin. And the other young lady is, hold on, I keep pronouncing her name wrong. Let me give it to you. But she's more than likely going to be on there too. All right. I'm loving the fact that there is a movement. Don't shut it down before we even get started. Let me say that again. Don't shut down the movement before we even get started. Because they're coming. Just like I know, that folks are coming. All right, other young lady's name. Marion, that's Marian. They say that the G in her name is silent. So it's Marion Baiwan. That's GBAIWON. Marion, MARIAN, GBAIWON. All right. Let's make some things happen. Be there tonight, 7 o'clock Central Time. For our folks on the East Coast, that's 8 p.m. For our folks on the West Coast, 6 p.m. I know a lot of folks from out of town real interested in what's going on with their home because they might be from here. So other than that, we'll see tomorrow. We'll have a conversation about this. I had another topic today. I did not get a chance to get to it, but we got some more names. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We got time. That's going to wrap things up for me. Appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation. Don't forget, 7 o'clock tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.